Right, so welcome to this event. I'm Martin Knapp. I work here at LSE and I'm Director of the School for Social Care Research, which is one of the two organisers of this event. The other is a campaign to end loneliness, and I want to thank Anna Goodman and Angie Mehta from Campaign and LSE respectively for organising the event. They've done almost everything to organise it. So we'll thank them again later, but just want to mention that before I forget. Secondly, to say apologies about the room. It's not the ideal room. We had a room booked. Too many of you wanted to come, so we had to shift to another room. We went to the Royal College of Surgeons. They then told us at the beginning of the week, I think it was, or the end of last week, they couldn't hold the event because of the huge fire on Kingsway, which meant there was no electricity and lots of other problems. You've seen lots of the roads dug up. So we're here. So we're here for the day. We've got this room for our sessions, but we have to go back to the other building. Some of you were there for tea and coffee already, to the Shaw Library, the George Bernard Shaw Library. I'll ask you a question in a moment about him. So apologies if we've got to shift around. I did bring some people down. There's a lift, there's a bridge from this building to the other one. You have to go up to the third floor and across. So that will save you a little bit of transitioning. And that reminds me, I have to tell you a story. When the LSE library was refurbished, they wanted to put a bridge in, or the economics department wanted to put a bridge in from their department to the library, because they were on the top floor of one building, the library was high up. So they had to pay for some of the bridge if they wanted to have it, and they wanted to introduce a toll. They were going to charge people to use the bridge in a way that only economists would do. So there isn't a toll on this bridge or that one. So. Okay, so we're here. If you want to leave things in here, valuables, bags and everything in here during the day, it's fine. There'll be somebody here all the time. It'll be secure, so that's okay. Let me just tell you one or two housekeeping things. There are no fire tests expected today at all, so any alarm is a real one. Well, don't be alarmed. Any bell is a real bell, and please move out and there'll be stewards to help you with that. Toilets, I understand, are through there, mezzanine floor, double doors, and they're there. Is that right, Angie? Yeah, sort of. Okay. So we'll have people to guide you. And the other building, there's lots of toilets there to find. One or two other things to say. In the building where we're going for refreshments, if you wanted to, there is a student occupation on the mezzanine floor, so if you want to join that, I'm sure you could, but that's been going for a while. And the only thing to say is about slides from today. We'll make sure they're all on the website after the conference, so you might not get everything down. Please, I'm sure the speakers have got their email addresses anyway, but we'll be able to get the slides on the website later on. Okay, I'm going to stop there and hand over to Laura, who's here, Laura Alcock-Ferguson, who's the Chief Executive of Campaign to End Loneliness, who's going to chair us in this first session.
Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. As Martin said, I'm Laura Alcock-Ferguson, the Director of the Campaign to End Loneliness. Thanks for the partial promotion there. Welcome to this research showcase. It's wonderful to see so many familiar faces as ever, but it's really good for me personally to see lots of faces that I personally don't know yet. So hopefully I'll get a chance to say hello to as many of you as possible later today. Today we're going to be focusing on research into loneliness, social isolation, wellbeing and prevention. So quite a few things to juggle just in the course of one day. And before I go into some of the detail of the day's sessions, I also want to say thank you to the NIHR School for Social Care Research for inviting the campaign to jointly host this event with you. It's really good to be here. Such wonderful buildings. Really reminds me of times I've spent at various universities. So thank you and welcome everybody. During our morning talks, you'll all have a chance to ask questions. The questions should come at the end of each of the speakers' sessions. So if you could hold your excitement and enthusiastic questions until after each speaker's had their turn. As Martin said, slides will be available after today. There'll also be videos available of the talks on our websites after today. For those of you who like to share what's happening in this room with thousands of people out there through Twitter, please do tweet. The Twitter thing, hashtag, is hashtag loneliness15. I do tweet. Hashtag loneliness15. And if you need to log into the Wi-Fi there's a cloud and there are posters to tell you about it somewhere. I can't see any, but I'm sure we'll be pointed to them if you need them. Please also do put your telephones on silent for the duration of the sessions. So we've come together today to share evidence and passion about how we can reduce loneliness in older age, or some would say brains and heart, just to steal a phrase from the Lib Dems, I think. Today, we're going to hear from a number of distinguished academics through their talks, but we'll also hear from you and your questions. And it's really a chance for us to meet together, to understand better, in order to take action or to identify further gaps. And I want you to keep those themes in mind as we go through today. But also to ask yourself, why? Why are we doing this? Why are we wanting to learn more and trying to take different action? And at the Campaign to End Loneliness, we believe that nobody who wants company should be without it. And yet, over the last 5 decades, the percentage of older people who are chronically lonely hasn't changed. Now, that statement can either fill your heart with stone and let it sink to the bottom of your body, or it could fill you with fight and make you want to roll your sleeves up and get out there and do something differently. So today will hopefully give you some gems of ideas to encourage you to do things differently. Hopefully also some of the campaign's recent and ongoing work will shed some light on how you can roll your sleeves up and use both your heart and your head in your work. So we need to learn, and we'll be doing some of that today. Some of our work recently has shown that although action is needed, we also need to try new things and find new ways of doing things. And that's why we have a research hub, which those of you who think that that title applies to you, we'd be very interested in welcoming you to join that. We've already got about 60 researchers, mostly academics, but if you class yourself as a researcher or interested in research, then I think you would be interested in joining. I'm getting the nod from the manager over there, good. And really that is the heart of the evidence-based campaign that we are. We also have a learning network of over 700 frontline organisations. Most of them are small to medium-sized, but we do welcome any sized organisation who is there to tackle loneliness in older age. So the message to you today is join us. We also need action. That's the second real theme for today. What kind of action do we need? Our 2 recent publications give you some indication. I think most of you have been given one of them. Am I right in thinking that? Any of you wave promising approaches at me? Yes, brilliant. Okay. Promising approaches really gives us a whole area approach to tackling loneliness and reducing loneliness in later life. It actually shows a number of ways for us to approach those who are chronically lonely, sometimes lonely, and yet also support those who are not lonely and hopefully never lonely with a whole kind of neighbourhoods approach. We've got the author with us in the room today. I hope, Kate, you don't mind me pointing you out. And that was a joint publication with Age UK and the campaign. Our most recent publication, Hidden Citizens, was very much a research-based publication which actually pointed to some real firm actions for frontline organisations about reaching out to those who are most hidden in society through simple conversations or through advertising and promotion or through working with local authorities to create what the media quite happily termed the other week loneliness maps, to really identify some of the more critical areas of those who are chronically lonely within their local area. So we're trying in the campaign to provide action-orientated suggestions for frontline organisations. But we also need to take the opportunity to invite you to shed a light on where the gaps in research are. And I think that's going to be one of the interesting debates this afternoon during the panel session. Something I hope that you'll be able to help us at the campaign with is finding our own gap for the future, not just research-based gap, but something we are working on at the moment is focusing on what we will be doing from 2017 onwards. We've been here for 4 years. We intend to be here for at least another 4 years, if not longer. And we know that this space is filling with many organisations who are working to tackle loneliness in later life. So we want to find something new and exciting, potentially different to do with the campaign to end loneliness. And the survey on that will also be available after today. Let me leave you with a provocation about why research is needed. Learning that is limited to a conceptual level is generally pretty shallow, expanding knowledge but rarely engendering transformative change. The path to a profound transformation of consciousness, values, and action is one that can be discovered only in the walking. Enjoy the walk today, and our first talk today is going to be by Professor Martin Knapp and Emily Cotan from the London School of Economics. I'm going to hand back over to you.